is low-key flopping right now. I know some of y'all are gonna say, well, wait, what do you mean flopping? It's not flopping. People are talking about it. People love it. Let's get into the tea. Tyler's A-Pop has earned 4.82 million streams in his first full day of release on Spotify. And if you're asking me, I feel like, honestly, this is not good. Tyler, this is not good. You know, I like you a lot, but from the magnitude that you had and the, hype that you had, you should have at least had maybe 10 million. I'm not gonna say 20 million because the hype wasn't that high. The promo wasn't that high. The marketing wasn't that crazy. But something happened. Something happened between the Rihanna incident and now. And some of y'all may say, well, what are you talking about? No, I think something definitely happened. Because before the Rihanna incident, Tyler had Chanel going viral. She had, people talking about her for her new singles coming out. Like, she was in the mix. But after that Rihanna drama happened at the Met Gala, that's when something shifted. I don't know exactly what happened, but it could have been an industry sabotage, but something happened behind the scenes, y'all. And I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, well, Tyler's a victim, but I think she may be a victim of something happening. I think, Rihanna has connections to a lot of people. And when you go against somebody who is well-connected in the industry, unfortunately, it doesn't land like that. Now, some of y'all might say, well, there was no beef. Yeah, there wasn't beef, but it wasn't a friendly moment either for PR. It wasn't a we're best friends moment. It wasn't a she's my sister moment. It wasn't a, oh, she was mean to me, but it wasn't a mutual, okay, like this happened. It was a problem. It was a alluding to a problem mentality type of thing happening. So that's what it is. Let's talk, let's chat. Let's get into it down below in the comment section. I want to hear your opinions on this. I want to hear your opinions on that. And we gonna have a conversation about this, okay? But if you're gonna be in the comments being messy and being real weird, don't do it. Don't do it, okay? Moving on to Cardi B. Cardi B says that she's gonna kick out her son if she finds out that he got a girl pregnant, all right? And is not trying to claim it or whatever. And people are saying, oh my God, Cardi B's such a good influence. She's so good to her kids. People are saying, oh my God, Cardi B, you're being such a good mom. We're so proud of you. We love how you're able to treat your kids like they're actually, real humans, and you're being fair and you're being nice. And, Cardi B's such a good mom. Okay, now, I'm not buying this. I'm not buying the whole good mom antics. I think she's only doing this for attention online. You're not going to kick your child out. You're not going to kick your son out. Okay, you're not. You don't have morals like that. Okay, the men that you date do stuff like the stuff you're trying to teach your son about. Like, you're not leading with example. You can't say, oh, I'm going to do this for my son, but your son sees you deal with men who do the same exact stuff you're going to quote-unquote critique him for. Your son is not going to listen to you. Your son doesn't care about your rules because you don't lead by example. People always think, oh, like, I told my child this, I told my child that. Yeah, but your child watched and seen you do stuff differently, okay? Your child went through visual conditioning over years, and you think that they're going to listen to you because you told them something one day or twice out of the month, every single month, when every single day they see your patterns? That's not how that works. That's not how that works at all. So people don't understand that. So Cardi B's on here trying to give, oh, I'm going to be teaching my son the right way to be a boy. Where's his father at? Like, why his father not teaching him this? I feel bad for them kids over there. I do. Because, unfortunately, their parents are terrible. They just don't get it. They don't get life.
I don't let my sons have girlfriends and everything. However, if my sons ever tell me that they have a girl pregnant, but the day that you tell me that you got a girl pregnant, it will be the day that you will have to get the fuck out of my house. And it's not because I'm mean. It's because once you make grown man decisions, you have to be a man.
Imagine your son watches you get pregnant every single year, okay, back to back. And all of a sudden, he's going to tell himself, you know what? That's not normal. The child is not going to think that. The child is going to think that's normal because that's what they've been seeing growing up. They've seen a new man every day over the house, ramming in that cat. Baby, unfortunately, they're going to be like, wait, no, this is not okay, all right? So let's just be real, Cardi. Let's just be honest with this stuff here. I don't mean to be that person, but I also got to be honest with her, okay? Ice Spice, girl, how you getting booked for bookings, but you can't even show up to the bookings? How does that work? How you getting paid for bookings, but you're not showing up to do the work? People are confused, lost, and kind of sad because Ice Spice did not perform at Summer Jam 2026, although being a headliner. Fans are speculating that there was an altercation backstage when Trim made an unexpected appearance. Yes, Trim, the virus to female rap. She's literally a virus to female rap. I promise you she is. She has somehow got her way on stage, but the Ice Spice girl who was booked for it didn't get her spot. That's weird. Now, Ice Spice is online issuing statements to fans like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. It didn't work out. So Ice Spice says, I see y'all, and I'm sorry things didn't work out last night. I was booked for one song, but contract wasn't done despite promoting me as a main performer for weeks. I'll try my best to make it up to y'all. Who gets booked for one song? Like, have you fell off that bad that you only get booked for one song? Are you the new Fetty Wap? I'm confused. Okay, no shade. People only book you for one song if you have, 1, fell off, 2, don't have a catalog, or 3, not in demand anymore. And unfortunately, 2 of these things are true. Now, I feel like, honestly, Ice Spice should have got on stage for longer than one song. Even if I was a fan and still went and only heard her ass for one song, I would still be mad. So, I don't know. And what song was she gonna do? Deli? What song was she gonna do? Princess Diana? Was she gonna bring on Nicki Minaj? I'm being funny. But no, on a serious note, though, I'm glad she spoke out about it and spoke against it and was, not happy it happened. I'm also happy to see that she honestly, genuinely cares about her fans and she issued a statement. That makes me really, really glad to see, okay? I also feel like seeing Ice Spice do this thing here makes me glad because I think people don't understand that giving communication just is enough. It's more than enough. You have to talk to the fans if something goes wrong. You can't just, okay, my manager gonna talk about it, my assistant gonna handle it. No, you have to genuinely be the artist showing up to the fans. Because when an artist loves you, they don't love your manager, they don't love your assistant, they don't love your sidekick, they like you. So they want to hear from you when stuff goes wrong. Everybody is continuously dragging Tyler right now. It's terrible. It is awful, okay? So many drags are being made from Tyler. They are calling her album a flop, a poop, a chop, a tankery, a mess, a miss, a kaya, a fart, a somber. Okay, somber is an artist that people don't like. But I feel like this album, A-pop title, I think something missed the mark with the project. I feel like the album could have been named something else. I was expecting a more electronic, upbeat thing. It definitely had that, but it wasn't in the full capacity. And even songs that did have that big, upbeat, electronic thing didn't really lead to anything bigger than that. Does that mean the album is bad? No. Does that mean the songs are bad? No. But it just means that it didn't quite land how fans wanted it to be. You know, fans were convinced it was going to be something else, but it wasn't that, you know? Moving on to Latto and Doja Cat. Their new song off the album, reaches a new peak of Apple Music's charts at 54, at number 12 spots up. So the video has been helping out the streams. Everybody's saying, look, y'all, we told y'all videos do help out music. And people are saying that a lot of artists need to copy what these artists are doing in terms of using videos as a marketing tool, for sure. And I agree, I do think that we need to have videos for marketing again, but sometimes the videos be trash, and sometimes it just don't work because the videos don't be eating like that. But I do think that when it comes down to Latto and Doja, the video was trash. The concept was trash for the video. I mean, what were they doing? They were sitting in the random house doing push-ups. The guys were doing push-ups, and they just looked pretty. It just was really all over the place. There was no direct concept at all. It was a mess. So imagine if the video was actually good and the video was actually entertaining. Imagine what it would be, okay? Moving on to Ariana Grande. As you all know, Ariana Grande, she is up on stage and she's performing on her tour. But as you all know, she has recently been going through an ED, allegedly, having some not problems, but she's been having some situations with her body and stuff, and fans are talking about it. But people online are recognizing that, wait, Ariana Grande is kind of weird because, Ariana has hired a big girl to do a backup dancer role at her tour. And people are saying, I hate when artists are trying to be inclusive, like, get this well off the stage. Then someone said that y'all are so weird, but I also fully believe Ariana Grande has an ED and has fat dancers so that she can look skinnier on stage. So they're trying to say Ariana Grande is trying to do that effect. We're like, okay, you see her, then you see me, and I look even smaller. That is terrible. This is terrible logic. This is very mean. This is evil. And this is just disgusting. How could y'all say that about this lady? This is a real woman, okay? Imagine you go online for a gig for Ariana Grande and you realize that, oh, I'm only getting booked because I'm fat and I want to make Ariana look skinnier. Imagine that's what you see when you go online. You know how much that would hurt? You know how much you would feel less than? Okay? Because, why couldn't it be her talent that got her booked for the gig, I understand Ariana Grande has an ED, but I don't think that she got this dancer on stage just to have them on there to make her look smaller. That's kind of silly to me, okay? But let's talk, let's chat. What's your opinions on that? I want to get into it now below in the comment section. And, let's talk, boo. Let's talk. Oh, my gosh. This is so sad to see, y'all. This is terrible. 21 Savage's nephew, 14-year-old Seven Shirley, took his own life after accidentally shooting his 12-year-old sister, Lyric, who survived. The family says he couldn't take it, as they revealed he bought the gun for $200 after his best friend was shot a week before. What is going on over there? I mean, seriously, this is terrible. I don't understand, what's going on? Where are the parents at? What's the tea? I don't understand. Best friends getting shot too? What? I'm really sad to hear this news, y'all. This is terrible. No 14-year-old, 12-year-old should be getting involved with this type of stuff. Okay, it's sad. It's very sad. And I'm seeing people in the comments say, well, unfortunately, this is the music that he has been promoting in his career. He's been promoting this type of lifestyle, the guns, and if I get him, he gone type of stuff. And, I'm going to shoot him up. And that's true. 21 Savage does make shoot 'em up music. So it is kind of sad to see that, unfortunately, his family has allegedly been influenced by his music. Obviously they have, because if they weren't, then they wouldn't think this is cool. Why is the toy even around the house like that freely anyway? Okay, this is just terrible news and sad, and it's irresponsible parenting. I blame the parents. Okay, this is sad. 14 years old? That is terrible news. That's so sad, y'all. 21 Savage, you have a lot of explaining to do. And this is the downside of that lifestyle. The downside of that type of rap is that it affects people, and it affects the kids. Okay, that's why I don't take that Carisha song, lightly. We're promoting stereotypes in these songs that are doing day-to-day programming every single day. Okay, when you're 12 years old and you see somebody doing something online or your favorite artist doing it and it's a trend, eventually you're going to think it's normal and okay to do. I don't care what anybody got to say. Okay? I don't care. Ow, wow, wow, wow. Moving on to Nicki Minaj. Y'all, people are upset with Mattel because Barbie did not want to give Nicki Minaj a Barbie doll first. Angel Reese has gotten a Barbie doll. Yes, before Nicki Minaj ever got one. Angel Reese poses with her signature Barbie doll. Barb say, before Nicki Minaj, by the way, this makes me sick. It does make me sick, but at the same time, Angel's Barbie looks a mess, so I'm not really gagging at it. It looks a chop. It looks a hot mess. First of all, it just don't look good. The uniform looks tacky. It's just not gaggy. It's not gaggy. it's missing that fab look, that fab aesthetic. You know how some just don't feel like it's fully right? Yeah, that's how I feel about that. But also, I feel like Nicki should have been had her Barbie doll when the movie came out. I feel like when the movie came out for the Barbie movie, that everybody who had a soundtrack or everybody who was on the film should have had their own Barbie doll come out. You know, one look for each person, except for Margot Robbie. She should have had her like multiple looks. But if you were a featured artist on like a soundtrack or you have a song, I think you should have got a Barbie doll. That should have been the perfect collection and perfect way to make more money off of the movie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but Nicki could make her own doll. She could have her own collection of figurines and sell it, and not call it Barbie, of course, but call it her own brand. And that would be dope, I would buy it. I would buy a figurine of Nicki Minaj, I mean, technically her perfume bottles are figurines, but yeah. Moving on, we want to get into Nicki Minaj again. Y'all, I have some things to say. So as you know, yesterday, Trump said some really weird comments towards Nicki Minaj, joked about her butt, blaming the gunshots on her butt. Get down, get down. And it was a really weird joke, and the Barbs did not like it at all. It was not good at all, okay? So Nicki Minaj replied. She replied to the tweet, and she said, "This is how I'll be looking at the president the next time I see him," okay? And me personally, when I seen this, I was like, Nicki, he's playing in your face. He's playing in your face. But she's trying to keep it friendly and keep it friendly fire because she still wants to maintain that bond with him. And people are saying, oh, they're just joking around. I'm sure they're just joking around, but I still feel like the source of Trump's joke is really strange. Okay, it is. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, yeah, I slept on it. I slept on it some more. And I feel like the comment kind of feels a bit dated. That's I can see if it was the Anaconda era. I can see if we were in the, when she was going viral for that song. But Nicki doesn't have her butt out no more like that. She's in her classy girl era. She's in her really, smart girl era. Okay? So this showed me that Nicki Minaj felt like she also agrees that it was kind of strange. But she's going to laugh it off. Because it's the president. She don't want to have no beef with the president. Can you imagine beefing with the president, child? Like, you're going to be mad. But I'm glad that she's able to look at it and look over it. I'm pretty sure she's used to being sexualized by now in her career, unfortunately, sadly. But I do think Nicki Minaj is just being a good sport. She's being a good sport about it. And she just wants to, look at it, laugh, and move on. Because she loves Trump. She loves Trump and she adores Trump. And Trump is, one of her favorite people right now. Okay? But let's talk less chat, y'all. Do y'all feel like it's not that serious? It's just a joke? I'm not going to sit up here and say it's not that serious because it can be that serious. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, it's not that serious. In my opinion, it kind of leads towards being a little bit strange. You know what I'm saying? No shade. But what's your opinion on that? Moving on, it seems like Arrogant Tay and Nicki Minaj are back cool. So somebody comments on Instagram and said, is Tay and Nicki Minaj still beefing? Tay says, never beefing with the queen. Okay? Arrogant Tay responds to Nicki Minaj on Instagram. I'm sorry, Nicki Minaj comment by fan. My bad, y'all. Now, when I seen this, I was like, okay, there's no beef. But just because you don't have a beef with Nicki Minaj does not mean Nicki Minaj doesn't have a problem with you. And unfortunately, y'all are still not cool. Because if she was still cool with you, she would have had you doing her hair. So why you not doing her hair no more? Boo. Let's get into that tea. Okay, why you not doing her hair no more? Let's talk. Let's be real. Let's be honest, okay? I think that honestly, when I see Arrogant Tay doing hair, I feel like his hair is great. But I feel like it was sometimes he would miss the mark. Like, low-key, he would miss the mark sometimes. I'm just being real, okay? He would. Moving on to Katy Perry. Katy Perry is now the latest pop star to call out the White House for using her song to promote violence. So Katy Perry says, I am deeply appalled and angry to see firework used on the White House TikTok account as a backing track for video footage of military strikes. I did not approve of this. I was not asked, and I absolutely did not condone it. Girl, Katy, you sold your catalog for $200 million back in 2019, okay? They also said, I wrote this song to be an anthem of hope, healing, and inner strength for people going through their darkest personal moments. To see a message of self-worth and uplifting weaponized to soundtrack destruction and violence is a complete violation of everything my song stands for. My music is for bringing people together, not celebrating warfare. Okay, Katy, I love this for you. I do love this for you. But unfortunately, I find these posts to be performative because honestly, if you own the rights to the song, can't you just get it taken down? Like, am I tripping? Like, you can do that, right? Go to your label, have them take it down. I don't understand why you can't do that. But, I mean, I'm not mad at her for doing this. This is great. Definitely, take it down, period, boo. Yeah, stand up for what's right. But I just find these posts to be performative. Like, I don't know. Is that just me? Moving on to Latto, y'all. People are clowning her. So Latto opens up about the one thing she dislikes about being famous. Being a mother, about being famous. She says, which is not being able to go out in public and do normal activities with her baby. She says, the only thing is I will be wanting to do normal things. I bought her all this stuff, and I also push her around in a carrier, and I can't even go out and give her a walk. Somebody said, Latto really think that she's famous as F. Latto, you're not that famous, girl. You're not. Okay, if you put on a different color wig, black wig on, with some shades on and a ski mask, nobody's gonna know who you are, little girl, okay? But she wants to be Beyonce. She's trying to push this narrative that she's bigger than what she is. Unless you're like a Jay-Z, a Rihanna, a Beyonce, a Taylor Swift, Madonna, Chris Brown, maybe Chris Brown. You're not gonna have people stopping you at red lights to see your baby, okay? Like, yes, obviously she's famous, but she's not that famous. And that's not me trying to be a hater. Latto's not that famous. Like, if she takes off her little makeup she has on, her hairstyle, she looks like a regular mixed girl. Okay, with a big pointy BBL. So